Okay, that was really a really good treat. I hope everyone takes moments of that to understand what's happening with graphic design elements in modern comics these days, because they are becoming pretty profound. Okay, we're going to talk now about what the Huffington Post put down as the 21 life hacks for artists. So we're just going to go right through their systems here, and you can check this article out of HuffingtonPost.com and pull up 21 life hacks. But they've given us a collected guide of getting things together in this new year to really help organize our art studios. Okay, and it takes things out of ordinary living and ordinary life to cut down on costs and new techniques, because as artists we all know things are really out of control cost-wise for our industry. And if we can recycle it, let's recycle it. If we can use it, let's use it. Let's be a little creative, people. Okay, so number one, organize your paint with cake tins and stands. Just replace cupcakes with paint bottles. Glue cake tins to the stand if you want to prevent toppling. So if you've got a stand, you know, you can actually, just kind of make your little stand there and use the cupcake tins as references. Okay, put your paints in bottles. Okay, um, that's like the ketchup bottles or the old high school bottles. Put your paints in squirt bottles that and have pre-mades that make things a lot easier to keep up with it. Item number two: magnetize your paint containers to store them upside down. Okay, on all the bottoms of your folk art paints, put little magnets. Okay, on those light bottles, seal them to them, and then have a tray upside down to maximize your space on your display. Okay, so at the bottom you've got materials. On the top you've got your paint magnets or your fabric markers or whatever that stick to the actual metal tin tray. That is an awesome idea for you folk art, artists. Okay, and you just basically refill the bottles, so you're constantly recycling everything, and it maximizes your space. Third thing, okay, as far as you seamstresses, fashion your own sewing thread shelf. Bonus, use nails to keep your right bobbins in sight. Okay, have your framework with the bobbins on little nails on the sections of it, so you can keep all the little metal, thread bearers, hooked up with the right types of thread that you're going to use to sew with. Okay. Number four, use a wine rack with glasses to store your pens and pencils. Oh my gosh, this is like a brilliant idea. You go to this art store and you see all of these pens and pencils of the same types in a display center, and you want gee, I need to get one of those for my studio. Well, this is a great idea. Get just a wine rack you can find anywhere and put glasses in each of the holders, and then you can put all your blues, all your reds, all your Copic markers, or all your Prismacolors. You can make your own particular case, right? That's brilliant. Okay, number five, keep your paintbrushes straight by stashing them in a planter. Okay, instead of, like the floral planter or beads or whatever, you've got an entire array of brushes. So you've got something decorative as well as functional. Right, there's a big, huge ceramic planter, and then you just keep putting the bristles in. Once they're clean, put them, stem down, so to speak, the handle down into it, and it's got a holder for you. That's wonderful. Okay, number six, convert a hanging shoe organizer into a space for storing loose canvases and paper. Just cut out the bottoms of a few segments to make room for the length of your materials. Oh, wow. You just roll them right up and you hold them up, prefab right in the thing on the back of your door, and it just occupies space. It's really maximizing everything, and that's a brilliant idea. It really is. Number seven, reuse baby food jars for keeping beads, jewels, and even pigments in order. Wash out and stack. Voila. Um, that's probably an old trick that a lot of us have forgotten, because we don't have a lot of baby food jars. But if you've got somebody that works at the home, and you can use those to keep up with everything. Number eight, use a vintage train case for organizing collage materials. Buttons, paper scrap, knickknacks. Oh, that's good. Number 9, turn a drop-down table into a DIY cutting table. Just add a cutting mat to the top. Oh, it's just like an ironing board. You do the same thing, or a drop table that folds to the side, maybe off to the end. That's brilliant. Number 10, drape your miscellaneous fabric in an empty closet with hangers. That's just, wow. That's smart. And number 11 is make a multi-roll tape dispenser. Just out of a piece of wood. You've got, with a hacksaw blade typed on the end, you can put all kinds of tape, masking tape, duct tape, electrical tape, packaging tape. Each has its own cylinder, and you just notch the sections out in between and where it holds your tape in place, and then you just tape it to the edge of the hacksaw blade, and that's brilliant. Number 12, keep your inspiration straight with magnets and vintage serving trays. Mount the metal trays onto the wall and use magnets to post your photographs, to-do lists, sketches, or other bits of inspiration. That is so cool. Number 13, organize your sketches with an old lampshade. Just add paper clips and dangle. You have them all around you. Number 14, turn a mug tree into a scissor tree. Replace mugs with scissors. Oh my gosh, that is just brilliant. It becomes functional. And then you never lose that pair of scissors or things that you're really looking for. Number 15, oh my gosh, all you librarians out there, buy a used card catalog cabinet or hardware storage cabinets and organize away. This is a genius piece of furniture for any studio. Oh yeah, you can just organize everything in the giant card catalog. That would rock. Number 16, chalkboard paint, chalkboard paint, chalkboard paint. Paint it on jars, on cabinet drawers, and the walls. Great for taking notes, posting reminders, or labeling materials. Oh, that's too funny. Okay, let's take a look here at number 18. Use gutters to organize your printing equipment. Oh my gosh, I did not think of that. That is brilliant. You could use that with the stamps. You use all your gutters or everything else, and just put all your stamps like they have at the actual stores. Anybody who does stamp work or collector card work, you just kind of put them all. They're very thin, and they become decorative parts of your wall. As far as everything else. 20, turn paper clips and clothes. I'm sorry. I've jumped ahead here. 19, use bell jars to contain your retro camera equipment and show it off too. So if you've got any kind of equipment, hold it under bell jars on your mantelpiece. That's great. 20, turn paper clips and clothespins into hanging devices. You can hang pieces in the process on the wall, which is good for decoration as well as preserving ongoing work. Oh, so basically running wires in like your different rooms in your studio, like on different walls, and have a wire and then just use your clothespins. That is so cool. 21, okay, for you photographers, keep your camera lenses, cords, and SD cards in the same place. Coordinate them, lenses on one side and matching equipment on the other. And basically have a same thing with a drawer case. All the stuff is set up in one functional set. That is amazing. Those are amazing life hacks. Things that you can definitely use. Oh my gosh. Well, okay, the last thing we're going to talk about today, and this is another connection, it really is. I would say it's part of culture, but then it has creative function. And that is the new pocket brush pen from Pentel, straight from Japan. I want to say, having used this on my last comic book issue, HeroCJanFebPodcast3, which was dedicated to my father, who's passed away, this brush came in handy. It allowed me, this ink brush allowed me to get all my pages finished up with my artwork and on time without having to carry a lot of materials around with me, all the time. Yes, it took probably 6 ink cartridges to finish 40 pages, but that was phenomenal. I didn't have to go buy new pens. It was all right there. I had already just had the ink cartridges. I just dropped them in, loaded them in, and worked on it. You can get all kinds of line width, from microfine .02s to heavy brush work, just like the Pentel, the pit work. as well as Micron pen set. Um, they're all great. It does get kind of expensive, but that's only because it's not as well known here in America yet. But everyone should go and ask their art suppliers to get these in house. You should definitely ask for them at your local art stores, whether you're like in Atlanta with Binders or Dick Blick online. I know you can get through Amazon, which I was actually on through Amazon to find this originally, and ordered it straight from Japan. So I know they have a special of 12 ink cartridges for like $21. It's worth it because the pen comes with 2 ink cartridges for replacements as is, and you're going to go through that within a month, I guarantee you, because you're just going to love this pen. Once you get used to it, it's like working with a sable hair brush right out of the gate. You're going to find that getting used to it. It does take a little bit of adjustment. Do not use water or oils on the pens to try to clean anything off. Let the pen, it's going to stain the bristles. And unless you're going to use colored ink, which they have other pens with colored ink, dedicate pens for those different colors. Continue to use the same color for the same ink, black for black. Don't mix and match cross lines. You'll never end up with a clean, fine colored line. So I want to say thank you guys at Pentel for coming up with another great product that I will use until the ink runs out forever. So I'm convincing all my friends, my artist friends, to pick up a copy. It's a $12 ink pen, but it is worth it. It will save you money in the long run, and you won't have to worry as much about getting your projects done. Okay, guys, this ends today's podcast for January, February of 2015. If you have any questions, please contact me or drop me a message over at HeroCentralStudio@gmail.com, and that way we'll be able to address any issues or complaints or concerns that you may have at this time. Otherwise, I hope you guys have a great beginning of the year and be productive. Ciao.